God you were so susceptible to delay. Otherwise, this would be a big pain in the ass.
Over here!
Elaine. Sounds like you're bottling something up. If you need someone to lend an ear, I'm here for you.
Are you really? Then tell me, Van. Why did you leave me?
I've got more to say than there are stars in the sky. But let me start with this. Why are you still alive when you supposedly died 3 years ago? Master Barkhorn!
I am Bearguard Zeman, though I was once known by another name. I see you have brought quite a number of fledglings under your wing, Van. Very interesting.
Not as interesting as the dead man who's back from the grave. Mind sharing how you managed that?
That is a very long story. Another time, perhaps. Hard to believe it's already been 5 years. Even harder to believe you're the same troublemaker I once knew. And that those same words of wisdom would come from your mouth, no less. I see you are living in accordance with your own principles.
Please, I didn't do anything. I just echoed the words of a much wiser man. Is my man being bashful? Never thought I'd see the day. It's certainly a rare sight. It's rather cute, to be honest. Oh, shove it! Well, you did do a good job putting Marielle at ease. Yeah, I think you helped her regain some of her old spirit.
I'm so sorry for all the trouble I caused you. I'm such an idiot. I just got tunnel vision and let myself get all carried away. Dingo always warned me about this. But look at me. I haven't learned a thing.
Marielle...
Well, I ain't gonna tell you not to push the envelope. That's in a reporter's job description. Just make sure you don't forget what Dingo said. Think about what you can do and what you want to do. You'll find a clue on how to move forward in the gap between the two.
You used to tell me that a lot back when we first met. As long as you don't stop thinking, there's gonna be a way to bridge that gap. Just gotta find it. We're working on his last request right now. We won't be able to do it alone, but we're planning to make up for our shortcomings with help from others. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if that brought us to you before long. We'll need help from more than shady folk. So keep your head high. Let's all do the jobs we're best for, if nothing else than to prove his words right.
Right. I don't know how much of a contribution I'll be able to make, but I'll start being more mindful of my cans and wants. And I'll do it while finding a way to move forward.
Those words were quite touching, very befitting of you, and of Mr. Bard. Yeah, they resonated deeply with me as well. Thinking about the gap between what I can do and what I want to do is an interesting thought experiment, if nothing else.
Can we please move on from this topic? Oh yeah, I should let my employees introduce themselves. Yes, you go first.
Gladly. My name is...
And there you go.
That's quite a history. Honestly, I had trouble keeping up with it all. So you were among the 12 knights who led the church's Grol's Order. I've heard much about your various exploits, Roaring Lion.
It's a famous name in a lot of circles, so it ain't surprising. Kevin!
Once again,
Gaius.
that name is no longer mine. I would ask that you keep that in mind.
Now we know why we passed you on the way to Long Lie.
So you arranged our invitation there, and I'm guessing a few others played a part in that as well. Namely, Professor Hamilton, Hayway's future elder, the Crown Prince of Elysium, Elzheim, and former President Rocksmith. Am I correct?
Bullseye. I happen to be acquainted with all of them, including the Grand Prince of Elsyme and Elder Guillen. The former president was anxious to make your acquaintance, and I believe meeting him would prove to be beneficial for your future. Though it pains me that a well-intentioned invitation coincided with such a horrific tragedy.
Hey, it's not like you could have seen that one coming. Even if we hadn't been in Long Lai, we would have been powerless to stop it regardless.
Yeah, the only one who could have foretold that would be the goddess herself. Anyway, I knew you'd gone on to the Empire after you finished training me 5 years ago. And I heard you bit the dust during a border dispute in Nord. They said you laid down your life protecting one of your students. But here you are, alive and well. You cheated death and carried on living, just without your title and mark. Well, I'm proud of what you've been doing all these years, but can you at least tell me why you've never contacted me?
Before I answer, I should note that you were not the only one in the dark. I did not reach out to my other students either, and I never intended to do so. I wanted you all to walk your own paths, and I intended to leave my survival a secret, a trump card that I could pull out in the wake of a crisis.
Guessing you figured it was time to play that card then, to help us with this crisis.
Correct. I have news regarding the Mafia Almada and the assassins of the Gardens. Their whereabouts were discovered several hours ago.
What? Where?
Almada's leader and executives, as well as the Garden's overseers, have established a new base. And it is located in a city within this very country. What's more, that information has been passed around to all the major players in this nation.
Wait, all of them? Guess that means the army, the police, and the guild all know about it. I assume Hayway and other Jaeger Corps are also aware of this new base.
Yes. I imagine they are all preparing to take action at this very moment. This country's supreme authority is no exception. They have resolved to quell the unfolding chaos. And they will do so by any means necessary, even if that involves fighting one evil with another.
So, that's what Gian was talking about earlier.
I'm sure many Jaeger Corps will be all over this, my people included.
Marduk HQ will likely be making their move as well.
You can't be serious! All these groups are going to flood the city at once?
So, where do you stand in all this, Master? By the sounds of it, these people are going to try to capture Almada alive, or go after their heads. Some might even be aiming to get their grubby little hands on one of those nuclear devices. That would be really bad. Granted, I don't know how likely that is. Just having one of those things would make you public enemy number one. It ain't a stretch, though. There's plenty of historical precedent for groups using artificial weapons.
I mean, what? Using artifacts as weapons.
So, given the stakes, what are you planning to do?
As it stands, I am effectively dead. If the people of my former home decide to act, I will not join them, nor stand in their way. However, now that the gift of life has been bestowed upon me once more, I intend to honor it by supporting the youths whose futures are so bright, and also to keep them safe from venomous fiends, like these unwanted guests of yours.
Uh-oh. Oh. What?
Hey, we're busy in here. Afraid you'll have to come back another day.
That's so. What a shame. And after we came all this way to give you a job. And a little souvenir from your reporter friend.
Fine. Get in here.
Knew that'd reel you in. Thanks, bud.
Do excuse us.
I don't need your slow-mo walking into the room. Trust me, you're not all bad. I recognize you two.
It's the shady duo from that nightclub in Tharbad. I also met you back in Wong Lai.
Oh, you recognized me after all?
Nice to finally meet you all, ladies and gentlemen of Arkride Solutions. Oh, now there's a face I never thought I'd see again.
Oh, neither did I. Tell me, what's a dead man doing out of his coffin?
I can't. There's no way I'm ever gonna sound good for Bernard, whatever the fuck you say his name.
I was granted life once more, and I don't need to tell you the reason why, because you already know.
No need to give us the death glare, you old fossil. We've traded many friendly blows in the past, haven't we? Why don't we bury the hatchet? Let's be like the Jaegers. Embrace yesterday's foe as today's friend.
I'm afraid I'll have to decline. Had the Azure Abyss or the Late Steel Maiden made the suggestion, I would have entertained the thought. Not for you, though. Never in a million years.
He's got your number, dear. No one will ever reconcile with you. And for that, you've no one to blame but yourself.
You're on thin ice. But your words are laced with the truth, venomous though they are.
I get it now. You're the guy from the direwolf and Ren warned us about.
You're part of Ouroboros, then. And one of their highest-ranking members. Damn it. And one of their highest-ranking members at that.
The name's Elroy Harwood. I'm the fourth Anguis, but you can just call me the Oathbreaker. Everyone does.
I am Enforcer number 3, Lucrezia Isoli. I'm delighted to make your acquaintance, Arkwright Solutions.
Hey, put that away. This is a smoke-free building.
Really now? Very well. I promise I won't smoke in here. Ooh, accidentally went and made an oath there. And I can't afford to keep those. I've got a reputation and a title to uphold, you see. Gotta break an oath or two from time to time.
From time to time. You break oaths and rules as easily as you breathe.
True, true. Anyway, on to business. I want you to go on a little trip for me.
Are you for real? You're joking.
What? You're not up for it? Strange. I thought I heard you took work from anyone.
Yeah, if the work's reasonable. And if I like you. And your likability is going up in smoke faster than the tobacco in that cigar. I know you guys are after Almana. Hell, you probably know where they're at too. But before we ask you where that is, I need to know why you've come to us.
You gotta be kidding me. Do I really gotta spell it out? It's 'cause you kids will make things way more fun.
Fun? How can you even say that? There's nothing fun about this whole ordeal.
Don't waste your energy on this guy. He isn't someone you can appeal to with logic or reason.
The Society has already decided its course of action for this whole thing, and I'm leading the charge. Enforcer number 3 will be backing me up, and so will Enforcer number 8, who you already know so well. The goal's to round up the members of Almata and the Gardens, and murder every last one of them.
I see. And you ain't doing it in the name of justice, I'm guessing?
Nope. Had they kept to their little dog and pony shows, we wouldn't lay a finger on them. Honestly, I rather enjoyed kicking back and watching them wreak havoc. But they've become a threat to our plans now, and we can't have that. If those little bugs want to punch above their weight, then we'll crush them beneath our feet.
Though no doubt it will be easier said than done. They're both troublesome and insidious, and some rather formidable guests will be joining their party.
Right, you'll have some fierce competition.
Everyone's got different aims here. Some want them brought to justice. Some want them dead and buried. Heiyue will surely be joining the fray, and I'll bet the Jaeger Corps will be after their bounty. I'm guessing Marduk HQ will be there too, yeah?
More than likely.
How about I do this voice instead? The guild won't stand idly by either. Same goes for the Grolswitter. Artifacts are involved in this after all. And I wouldn't be surprised if other forces from the church showed up as well.
All right. You got students in other parts of the church, not just the Grolsritter. Things are gonna get interesting then. Must be tough being a master. I don't envy you.
If that is what fate has in store, then I will follow it. You needn't concern yourself with me.
Regardless, that should serve as the basic overview of the situation. Almada and the gardens will not be the only sources of mischief in that city. One wrong move and the whole affair could turn into an indiscriminate bloodbath. So someone ought to keep an eye on the little guys, don't you think?
In other words, civilians might get killed and you aren't gonna look after them. You guys are scum. Still, if Almada really does have another nuclear weapon in their possession, we have no choice but to get involved.
You can use whatever justification you want. I don't really care why you join, just so long as you do. Because if you don't, this whole thing will be a snooze cruise from start to finish. I need you kiddos to prevent this battle from being too one-sided.
The hell do you mean by that?
The Guild's the only one in this brawl that's going to be fighting for the common man. If we add you to the mix, however, it'll make for a more balanced blend. A recipe that's made for chaos. Oh, and should you happen to run into us, I'd like you to come at me knives out, and ready to cut me into a million little pieces. I'm very much into that sort of thing.
You are one masochistic bastard.
Well, we've got our reasons for chasing Almada down, so I'm not opposed to doing this on the side. But first, I need to get one thing straight. I have a hunch you guys have some connection to either Almada or the Gardens. So spill it. What kind of relationship does Ouroboros have with them?
Huh. Well, it isn't a close one, if that's what you're wondering. We haven't exactly been keeping in touch as of late. But your hunch is on point. We do have a connection with the Gardens.
You see, the two of us were once part of the Order of the Moonlight Horse, an organization of assassins. 14 years ago, Ouroboros destroyed the Order, but they extended a hand to the two of us and brought us into the fold. Although they did not do the same for many of its other members. The society is a small group of elites, and they only accept the best and brightest. Fortune had not abandoned them, however. Shortly after, another villainous group was nearly wiped out in a major operation. My companion here herded the lost sheep of both groups and let them form their own flock.
Wait, you don't mean...
Huh. Has it already been 14 years? Time sure flies when you're having fun. And the Society has offered me a wealth of entertainment.
From the data available to Marduk, there's only one operation that matches her story. I really hope it ain't the one I'm thinking of. Please, tell me the group y'all are talking about isn't...
It's exactly as you think. The DG cult.
Oh,
You know
mother...
the ones. The devil worshippers that spread chaos across the Republic and the continent as a whole.
No way. I've heard about those fiends from Shao. And I heard about them from my Grammy.
I brought the remnants of the Moonlight Horse and the DG cult together and set them loose on the world. That's how the gardens were created. They find seeds that are scattered by the wind and grow them into fresh assassins that are ripe for the picking. Had I left them alone, the founding members would have rotted away, and their budding talent would have died on the vine. But by mixing the leftovers of the cult and the order, I created a chemical reaction more potent than my wildest imagination could have conjured. I gave that one domino a little push, and look at all the tragedies and pain that befell the world.
How could you? So this is all your fault!
I take back what I said earlier. You aren't just a masochistic bastard. You're also a sadistic monster.
Can't say you're wrong. My colleagues, like the Wellspring Alchemist and the Professor, never go far enough for my tastes. But that's humanity for you. No one's the same. We've all got our own desires that make us tick.
Yeah, and those things that make you tick just so happen to tick me off. I get what you want us to do, though. It also comes at the perfect time, given Dingo's last request.
Van,
I don't like the idea of getting involved with these shitheads, but you might be right.
so this gathering will include Marduk, Heiwei, and the Guild, and many other formidable groups. Loath as I am to admit it, we may require their aid if we are to force our way inside.
Surely there's another way. Yeah, I do not want to help a pair of cold-blooded killers.
Oh, you do not need to think of it as helping us. You may instead think of it as entering a mutually beneficial relationship, where our goal is simply to use one another for our own ends.
I can take charge of laying the groundwork for the requests you'll get at the city. Those will keep you plenty busy. I'll even throw in a couple that'll give you a real thrill.
As long as you don't slip a trap or two in them.
My. They really don't trust you, do they?
Anyway, sounds like we have ourselves a deal. Oh, almost forgot the other reason I came to this little office. Here's that souvenir I mentioned earlier.
Are you sure it's safe?
If you're worried about radiation, don't be. The professor, our technical expert, looked into the matter, and he found no traces of it whatsoever. The three disciples are probably racking their brains about that mystery this very moment.
There's no radioactive contamination, but all the theories we have suggest... Wait, perhaps they don't apply because the bomb was detonated in a non-traditional manner. I'm so lost.
Hang on a sec. You nabbed the camera before the authorities locked the scene down? Want to ask how you managed to get there ahead of the cops? Because if I heard the answer, you'd be leaving this room with a big old black eye.
Ooh, scary.
It's in our hands now, Dingo.
Guess we'll be off. We wouldn't want to overstay our welcome now, would we? I can hardly wait to see how you and those relics of yours will liven things up.
He knows about the Genesis.
Haven't got a clue what you're talking about. So you gonna tell us where we're going or not?
Why don't you ask the defanged lion? I've done enough talking for one day.
Well then, have a lovely rest of your day.
Glad you were here, Master. I thought I wouldn't be able to keep my cool otherwise. Nonsense. You would have handled things just fine on your own. You held your ground well against them. You've grown into a fearless leader in my absence. I think you're giving me too much credit. Alright guys, I'm gonna ask that you all stay here. I'm going solo on this one.
But why?
Because it's too dangerous. This is their turf, and everyone there will be playing by their rules. There's no telling what'll happen there. And I can be a lot more flexible if I'm on my own. But I can't make an exception for Master. I figure I'm gonna need his help at least. You figure right. That is precisely why I came in the first place. Don't get me wrong. I don't think of you all as a burden. This is just the best division of labor. I'll need you to gather info, be the point of contact for other groups, work with the guild, and... Hey!
You done flapping your gums yet? Good, because I stopped listening when I heard the words, "It's too dangerous."
I appreciate that you're worried about us. I really do. However...
We all have our reasons for wanting to go along with you. Mine is to ensure the nuclear devices can never again be used for malicious means.
Marduk considers this crisis to be a matter of grave concern, so it is only logical that I also accompany you.
You said it yourself. I'm not even a part-timer here to begin with, which means you can't order me around.
I just realized something, that this video, I have to... Future me, we got some business to talk about. Why have I been recording for a straight hour? I mean, like, this clip hasn't been cut. I'm still recording since the last video. Like, usually I cut every 30 minutes. I just fucking realized that. Damn it.
I'm a phantom thief, so I'm gonna steal this show whether you like it or not.
I'm just gonna let the hour ride at this point. Come on, you guys.
I haven't been stealing my nerves all this time for nothing. I'm not letting anything get between me and my sweet, sweet revenge. Even if you fire me, I'll just hitch a ride with Heiyue instead.
And I'd try to join up with the warriors of Kruga. I would really rather go with everyone here, though. I want to tackle this thing head on, the Spriggan way. Naturally, I would like to accompany you as well, not just because of the Genesis, though I'll admit that is a factor. More importantly, I feel this conflict is born from the source of Calvard's turmoil, the distortions in the everyday world I know and the underworld. If my feeling is correct, then must see this through to its conclusion. I recognize this may be a harrowing experience for me, but even so, I am determined to confront the harsh realities that lie in wait. So take me with you, Van. Please.
Agnes.
Wow.
Somehow I knew it'd end up like this one way or another. Unlucky for you, though. The trouble isn't happening on a weekend or during a school trip. You're gonna have to play hooky.
I know, and I do feel guilty about it. Still, I have a plan in mind, so don't worry.
Starting to think I'm a bad influence. I'll make sure you get paid in advance. That way you'll have the mirror for the bribes and hush money.
For fuck's sake, man, not yet.
I wasn't planning on going that far.
Let's fucking ring her off.
Wow, Van's right. He really is a bad influence on you.
Okay then. Now that we've got all that squared away, mind sharing the location of the base?
Right. We need to know where they are so we can kick their sorry butts.
Very well, then. The base of operations is located in the third largest city in the Republic, as well as its oldest. It is also the place where the terrorists of Calvard get much of their funding. The old city capital, Racian.
Finally,
That is
I
where
get to
they
hear
have
that.
set the stage for their carnival of chaos.
This whole time I've been wondering how the fuck to say that name, and I think that's the only time they've finally vocally said it.
'Cause every night